Welcome to this new presentation of neurohabits. In this video, we will talk about damage to the frontal lobes. Damage to the frontal lobes can result in a wide array of dysfunctions, such as disinhibition and maladaptive behavior, personality change, embellishments, confabulations, perseveration, and problem with executive functions. Disinhibition refers to a lack of appropriate behavior by the person. The person will make wrong social choices. For example, the person might get involved with taboo behavior, such as pointing to people's private parts or inappropriate comments, as well as dishevelment, which is not dressing properly, having the shirt buttoned the wrong way, or the hair completely messed up. Lesion of the orbitofrontal prefrontal cortex can lead to disinhibitions and poor social behaviors, strange sexual habits, and hypersexuality. In case you're unsure about your neuroanatomy, I recommend that you check out the video on frontal lobe anatomy. But just as a reminder, the orbitofrontal prefrontal cortex is around here. Embellishment is the inability to control what is being said. For example, someone might add an inappropriate level of details to a story, describing things that do not relate to the main point of a conversation. In confabulation, the patient might fabricate stories without having the intention to lie or to deceive. For example, a doctor might ask the patient, "What did you do over the weekend?" The patient might reply that he went on a camping trip with his family and describe the trip with lots and lots of detail. However, when the doctor asked the family, they reply that they never went on a camping trip. Perseveration is the inability to change or switch mental states. Switching mental states and patterns of behavior is a crucial skill to adapt to new environments. But brain damage can result in perseveration, and the person will repeat the same patterns over and over again, even if specifically told to change the pattern. One of the tests that can be given to test this skill is the wiggle color sorting test. Here the patient has to arrange different sets of objects of different colors into a certain pattern. In the wiggle color sorting test, a patient might be given a set of objects of different colors, for example. So here, the patient is asked to arrange these objects in any kind of pattern that they want. And it doesn't really matter what their first pattern is, whether it be by colors or by shape or by a combination of those. When they are asked to change the pattern, they can't do it. They will keep on making the same pattern over and over and over again. Executive functions. There are a number of executive functions that can be jeopardized by frontal lobe damage, in particular to the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Some of those functions include planning ahead, goal-oriented behavior, decision-making, and resisting temptation. One of the ways to measure this ability is the Porteous-Maze test. In this test, the person is asked to trace his or her way through a maze and avoid blind alleys. This test requires anticipation, planning ahead, and goal-oriented behavior. The inferior frontal gyrus. This area is critical for stopping yourself, saying, "No, I won't do this," and is also involved in risk aversion. The inferior frontal gyrus is around here. Again, refer to the video on frontal lobe anatomy. The frontal eye fields. The frontal eye fields control, along with the superior colliculus and other brain areas, voluntary and pursuit eye saccades, how to keep your eyes on target and how to visually search for something. People with lesions in this area will have difficulty with the visual field search test. In this test, a bunch of signs and symbols are scattered throughout a piece of paper, for example, and the person is asked to locate, for example, the T right here or the X right here. If you have damage to the frontal eye fields, this test will require considerable amount of times. For the neuroanatomy, the frontal eye field should be somewhere around here. It is easy to see how all of these functions of the frontal lobe can be linked to what we commonly refer to as personality. One famous historical case for frontal lobe damage and personality change is Phineas Gage. He was an American railroad worker who at the age of 25 got his skull pierced by a road. Incredibly, he did not die from his injuries and recovered fairly well, but he was not the same person anymore. Here is an excerpt from a description given by his doctor. See if you can find which functions that we just talked about were affected. Thank you for watching this video. Please visit www.neurohabits.com for more information, videos, and other cool brain stuff.